Good evening. Welcome to Borderline Banter. My name is Mike, and it is Wednesday. Hope you're having a good week so far, and only 2 more days to the weekend. I'm here with Dustin and Jays tonight. How you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah,
How you
threw you
doing,
off
Jays?
there,
You did.
I'm also doing pretty good. I've had a really fun, eventful week in Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah, interested to see what's actually been going on in the world because I've been kind of a shut-in.
Oh, cool. Lots has been happening. Sorry, guys, my screen messed up again. That is what. But yeah, lots has happened, so we'll get right at it. We were to have a guest on tonight, but he is running late, so let's hope he catches up. If not, we gotta go on. So let's go with it.
Yep,
What's
sounds
our
good.
first story of the day?
I
are
think
we
we need to
starting
get
with?
the screen thing
Yeah,
sorted
I know.
out. We're still looking at the wrong thing, so I don't want to jump in
Yeah.
too fast. But
Maybe
our
we'll
first
just head
story
down to
today.
the voice chat itself and jump in.
Why isn't that working? It doesn't make any sense. It is a me thing, more than likely.
Chance of that.
Here, let me
Yeah,
try.
I got it.
So-
I got it.
Musk's X tests $1 fee for new users in the Philippines and New Zealand in bid to target spam.
So why do you think that is?
Well, so first of all, this is coming to us from Associated Press. Just to let Jays know, we've been trying to, each time we do an article, give credit to where we're getting the article from, because we're really just resharing news. We're not creating news.
We're just commentating on
Yeah.
those.
Oh, for sure.
So, we just kind of see this headline and say, well, let's talk about that. Elon Musk he wants $1. He has a lot of money. And he'd like $1, please.
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna try to say what that is about, but you scrolled down too quick. I was gonna say it's about probably weaning out the bots. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what it says in the
Oh,
title,
does it?
in a bid to target spam. Yeah, it's in the title.
But-
The question I think you had pre-banter was, is this true? Is this real? Is he actually doing this?
It is, yeah.
It appears to be.
Won't be applying to existing users, so that's good.
The program is named Not a Bot.
Not a bot.
Not a bot.
So, but let's say you have a bot army and you somehow have, $1 for each thing. Let's say you're already into some pretty bad things. You're, on the dark web. You probably have a way, I would think, to do $1 for a fake account.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but it's probably
Well,
it's a lot of work to sign up to $1 because you probably need a credit card or something, right? So,
well, the thing is, once you have, let's say you have 500,000 bots, you pay the $500,000, then you just charge who you're going to use those bots on behalf of to make up that $1. So you just have to make sure you're charging and getting enough people who want your bot army, which I think there's demand out there for bots.
Yeah.
Charge them 25 cents, find 4 different people who want it, boom, now you broke even. Everything after that's profit off your bot army you paid for. Basically how it works now, just you have to make up a little bit to start.
They're still going to be finding bots, though. So we lot. I guess I
don't think this will work.
That's my thing is I don't think this is going to work.
So, first of all, they're targeting 2 specific countries, so VPN, wink wink.
They're also
Anybody
only
from
charging
these countries.
And I thought he already said that the problem is that Twitter is already full of bots.
It is, which some experts said charging a fee might not do much to stop fake accounts and could even amplify the problem.
Right.
There's nothing to stop a scammer from spending $100 to buy 100 new bot accounts. In fact, it may even make a platform more bot-filled. Like I was saying, that demand model that described new users to the platform may not be
valuable now, huh?
Yeah, they can steal someone's credit card. I guess that's how they do it. Yeah. So scammers are gonna scam.
Also, the news of this happening, I assume people are gonna go nuts and creating accounts now.
Yeah.
Just like when anything big happens in the United States as far as a big mass shooting, all the Republicans go nuts and go, "Oh, they're gonna take my guns," and they all go shopping.
In return for their $1, new subscribers will get access to basic functions like posting content, liking or bookmarking posts, reposting,
the thing that every other platform
quoting or replying to posts. You mean use the platform?
Yeah.
Okay. New users who don't subscribe will only be able to read, watch videos, and follow. So I guess not everything.
Actually, that may not be bad for grandma.
Yeah.
Well, I don't post, so
Grandma can have a free Twitter account.
Yeah. And then people who like to reply and get in fights, you just make them not do that, and they're like, I don't have a daughter to reply to this person.
But yeah, I mean,
I wanna
what's to
tell them they're
stop people
wrong.
from every place else, like seeing this rolling out, to just be like, oh, I need to get all my accounts created now before, because
You know
obviously
what?
already
I made an
existing accounts
account.
are safe.
I made an account and I started it, and it got flagged for no reason. And someone
What did you say on it?
nothing. I was for my business.
What?
It was
Like,
just got flagged as a scam. And
Wait,
got,
what kind of business? Canadian news business?
No, my items I sell at
Stuff.
JMJ
okay.
Plus. Remember the sponsors
Okay.
of the show, JMJ Plus.
Pretty sure Justin Trudeau hasn't outlawed that yet.
But yeah, they flagged my Twitter, so I reported it. They reinstated it and said, "Sorry, we flagged you because it's
Our bad.
Yeah, because it flagged you automatically because didn't seem legit, right? So hopefully it works.
I don't know.
But it
We'll
probably
see.
won't.
I wonder how many users are even from here. Like, how much is this even gonna make? Because he's also incredibly in debt,
Yeah.
and the company's never gonna be worth what he paid for it. So, like, part of this is trying to recoup that.
I don't think you.
But we'll see. We'll obviously keep up on the Musk content.
Yeah. Use
Yeah, you gotta keep up on.
big news.
Now, this is a great segue. We go from Musk to mollusks.
Atlanta, Fox News. Atlanta woman slurps down 48 oysters in viral TikTok, driving her date to ditch the tab. When the fourth tray came out, he was looking at me crazy, said the TikToker. Oh.
The crazy thing is, I
yeah.
saw this TikTok while just scrolling. And then I looked at Fox News this morning, and they're running with it. And it's not very far down. It's pretty high up on their news list.
So what happened?
So this guy asked this woman out to drinks.
Yeah.
They go out to get drinks, and she starts ordering oysters. And this place has this a deal where you get 12 oysters for $15. So she orders a tray of oysters, devours them all while videotaping herself doing it and slurping as she's doing it. Literally, I had the audio on, and I regret it.
Yeah.
And then she finishes that tray and asks for another one, and then another one, and then another one. And she just stacks these trays on the table. You could see all four of them.
Yeah.
And then the dude leaves.
Not that much money,
Yeah,
but
it
still
sounds
good.
like he, red flag avoided.
And she was only doing that because she was like, well, he's paying for the tab, right? I can get what I want. I think that's just silly.
Wait,
so this
he
is
agreed to meet her date for a drink after he had been texting her for weeks.
Yeah, they agreed to meet for a drink. Or drinks. I mean, if she'd gotten 3 or 4 drinks, I don't think we'd have an article, would we?
No.
She got 48 oysters.
That's disgusting on its own.
Okay. Is this like Cardi? I don't know, I can't say that.
Since Fontaine's has the best oysters in Atlanta, hands down, according to Equinby. She couldn't resist putting in a few orders for the shellfish. Equinby recording herself slurping down a few oysters, commenting on how delicious they were.
Why would you do that?
She kept squishing these things in it, I guess lemons or something?
Lemons. These things?
Yeah. That's not her.
That's not her, but she was squeezing lemons the whole time.
So this guy wanted to take her out for a drink, and then she was a complete...
It's good. I was not expecting it to be that good.
Oyster tray after oyster tray. It can be doused.
It has to be a fake video, and Fox fell for it.
When the fourth tray came out, he was looking at me crazy, she said. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, baby, you invited me out. I'm gonna eat.
What the hell?
Calm down, Tammy. I don't like oysters. This is disgusting to me.
Yeah, like I'm okay with oysters. I don't like them enough to order them at any like.
Mike, do you eat oyster?
No, I eat a few times, but not. I won't eat them where I am.
They're not an F for me. They're like a D plus.
After she finished that, she actually went ahead and got an order of crab cakes and a side of potatoes.
Fuck.
Facts. This was in the TikTok as well.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, 48 oysters. You're still hungry? Those must not have been very big.
Yeah.
After the woman finished feasting, she noticed her date had gone to the bathroom without returning for 30 minutes. Upon realizing he had skipped out on the bell, Equinby paid for the tab, calling his maneuver crazy.
Yeah.
How is he crazy? That's the only rational thing to do is just to leave.
Literally,
Running out on the tab is crazy.
No, it's not. You went nuts.
He did reply. I offered to take you out for drinks.
Yeah, you go
and
ahead.
you ordered all that food. I can cash out the total for the drinks.
Good on him.
He's like, I'll pay the drinks.
That's more than he should have done.
Like, I wouldn't even like. I would say even if she had ordered like something reasonable, like a plate of things or a salad or a steak, a thing, a fish, whatever. But it sounds like she just went absolutely nuts and was like, "This shit's content, TikTok, yay!"
Yeah.
He literally said, "We can meet for drinks." Then you proceeded to slurp down half the ocean. Wrote another user. The slurping alone would have made me leave. I could barely listen to you slurping, so I can imagine how bad it was to actually watch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too impressed.
Don't be like this.
No, don't respect people.
The crazy thing is, this got 5 million watches. So and that's her TikTok. So what we rewarded that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Stop watching.
What you're saying to get views is I just have to sit here and eat 48 oysters.
Well, that's kind of why I brought it up. Like, do we need to do something with oysters?
All right. Some oysters.
Chat or YouTube commenters. Let us know what you feel. How many oysters should we have on the banter?
I'm not doing it.
Just give us a number. We'll say yes or no after we hear the number.
Yeah.
If it's above 0, I'm going to have a problem. All right. Next story?
Sure.
All right. This next one's going to be a follow-up.
This is
we've already been talking about.
Dumbest thing in the world.
Joseph Brandon, my President Biden. How the Secret Service plans to keep President Biden safe in Israel.
Okay, so first thing wrong with that is why are you telling people how the Secret Service are going to keep him safe? Is that...
Well, yeah.
Well, do they actually? They probably don't actually. They just say it's good. We're going to be watching out for stuff.
So right? ABC News, I better not have specifics. We're going to make sure
there's no stairs or what?
Because if ABC News is publishing where he's going to be at what time, come on.
No sudden gusts of winds.
Yeah.
All right. So this is just kind of recapping that it's just 10 days after the Hamas terrorist attack, killed 1,400 plus Israelis, thousands more injured, and amidst all the escalating crisis, 3,500 more people have been killed as well in Gaza, another thousands injured. All that we've kind of already been covering. So we need to get down to where's Biden coming into this.
I think it's pretty stupid for Biden to be going.
I think he's going to an area that's not.
It doesn't it's still like.
So, this is saying presidential visits into active combat zones are not rare. Have occurred since the time of Abraham Lincoln. But in most cases, though, those visits have occurred in secret. And that's what you're saying. This should be a secret. Yeah, no warning. The president was coming. And in modern times, the visits of former presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump to war zones in Iraq and Afghanistan have all occurred via covert means. So even in the modern era, secrecy. So why is Biden telling everyone?
Yeah.
What are you doing, old man?
And the thing is, I don't think anyone's going to do anything really, but he's putting everybody at risk. But as if, like I said, if the rocket comes within 10,000 feet of his airplane, there's going to be America's going to attack whoever shot that.
All right, so
we're gonna let their Secret Service handle it.
Gotcha. So how they're going to handle this? They've got the Shin Bet. That's their Secret Service, the Israeli Secret Service. Basically, they're gonna help. And I guess that's just good enough.
Yes.
Well, they talked on the phone for a day.
Yeah, 8 hours or something.
Yeah. They talked a lot, right? Well, so it's fine.
Did he have a nap during that phone call?
Well, also, Israel itself, is not an active war zone. Gaza is an active war zone. The settlement areas, that probably a little bit of a war zone. But he's not going to fucking Gaza. He's going to,
But it's a war country, and Gaza can hit them from there.
Yeah, but
and yeah, they got the Iron Dome. Very unlikely, but
they gave a lot of weapons.
It could happen, right? It's not going to happen, but
very unlikely.
But if that happens, like if
so working with the U.S. military, particularly with Air Force One and the Marine Helicopter Squadron One, will be integral for the Secret Service planning of travel logistics in the region. So they're going to use the Air Force, and they're going to have lots of military aircraft around. They're probably going to have some shit in the ocean nearby.
They
got
there's 2 couriers there, right? It's like 20,000.
Yeah, we're sending 20,000 Marines. A lot.
To just visit a country to make a stance of you're aligned with them.
We also pledged
$100
million.
I'm sure they could present a hologram.
Yeah.
The Secret Service Protective Intelligence Unit works closely with both U.S. and foreign intelligence agencies to identify, investigate, and mitigate any negative intelligence focused on the presidential visit. So they're trying to squash any this is the schedule kind of things.
I guess they're going to do their best, is what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Their best. Okay.
I'm not really worried.
I'm not either.
I think he's going to a place that isn't that scary.
The U.S. Navy has sent a carrier strike group with 2 aircraft carriers into the Eastern Mediterranean near Israel. This is kind of jointly for Biden, and also because of Iran is a player in the area that we would like to.
Yet.
We're not, but this is kind of a 2-part thing because this started happening before Biden's announcement.
Yeah.
So this was already in flight for the other reason first. But that will be another safety thing there. They've got aircraft carriers and Navy people like all over the place. So
yeah, let's see. I'm sure everything will be
due
fine.
to the rocket threat, well, I don't think there's that much rocket threat because they have the Iron Dome. So I think they're probably fine there. But just in case, we've got apparently a whole bunch of other acronyms here.
But again, they should announcing it as just silly. It's like, here I am, everybody, And that's.
This article mentions the Iron Dome. Yeah.
Hamas doesn't have much to lose, so they had an opportunity, they would take it.
Yeah.
Except I'm not sure what they gained from having an American president's death on their hands. That doesn't gain them a position.
Would always take the opportunity that you think they would. Like you think of Hamas as this evil organization, and yes, they've done some fighting and they've done some killing of people who were probably very innocent. But
definitely very innocent.
Yeah,
they are a resistance group. They are not. I wouldn't call them a terrorist group. I would call them a resistance group because Israel is the oppressor. In my opinion,
I don't think that
empire.
They definitely are, but I don't think that not calling them terrorists doesn't really buy you much. So
yeah, it doesn't buy you much, but still,
because the way I've compared this is what is the root cause? What is causing people to do this violence? We can all agree violence is bad.
Is Russia?
So I don't want to stop there and have somebody say, "Oh, you didn't call them the right thing."
Is Russia a terrorist organization? Because I'm sure they spread terror in Ukraine.
Yeah, but they're not.
The thing is, if you ask me that, I'm going to say America is a terrorist.
Yeah. What makes?
I don't know what path we're going here.
Yeah, because they attacked a non-military base. They went at civilians. Now,
until Trudeau shows his evidence, Canada is a terrorist organization.
Yeah, I assure you, Russia attacked a non-military area.
Yeah, but okay, that's different though. That is just casualties of war.
Why?
Why
is it different?
That's just because it is.
Somebody was invading their country. Why is it different?
But you attacked.
There's war crimes.
There's war crime international laws. There is. That's what there is, right? And people are warning. That's why people are warning Israel. Stop.
An act of war and a war crime are different, though.
But here's the thing: Israel has been committing war crimes for a long time. It's not a new thing.
But they've been,
and we don't call them terrorists, do we?
They do.
I would, but most people don't. Most people don't call them terrorists. Again, it's how you want to view things. You can call anybody a terrorist if you're going to use they attacked a non-military thing. Cool, we're terrorists.
Okay, but
U.S. is terrorists.
Yeah. Right. Which is why I have no problem saying Hamas is terrorists. I let that go because there's no reason to combat that, right?
But you can't just be like Hamas is terrorists.
You can't just end the conversation there. I agree. You can't just stop there. A lot of people would like you to just say you condemn them and then no more.
They don't even treat the Palestinian people good though. They don't. So.
What do you mean?
They treat they don't treat their people good at all.
In what way?
Like,
What do you mean?
putting their military bases and hospitals and schools, so they get forced to bomb them. That's one of them. That's using your civilians as shields.
The human shield argument?
So that's what it is, though. That is one. But that's
I don't think it's okay to bomb a location just because you think something is there.
Okay.
I think you still don't bomb a hospital or a school.
Rockets
like, I don't understand
rooftop,
why that's like okay to bomb suddenly. Like,
if there's active
why wouldn't you
rockets
send in
coming off of the rooftop, where you're just
why
supposed
wouldn't
to
you
sit there
send
and
in
get shot
SWAT
over and over and over again? Like, okay, well,
No. I'm not saying to let them use the rockets. Let me finish. Why would you not send in SWAT? You don't have to bomb a building to go in and get weapons out of it. Send in SWAT.
And then why aren't they doing that? There must be a reason. So,
because they're shit scared. I don't know. They're pussies.
Blew up whole cities.
They're literally because they're pussies. That's the only reason they're using bombs instead of boots.
Right.
Even right now, today, in their campaign against Gaza, they could be using more boots than bombs, but they're not. We did the same thing. America did the same thing with our shock and awe campaign. We preferred bombs to boots.
We did.
Our argument was the safety of our soldiers, which is the exact argument Israel would use. They consider the safety of their soldiers more important than the safety of civilians. I disagree with that. I think that's evil to say.
Yeah, you're in the...
Because there's another way. You can't just say there's only one way to do this. That's psychotic.
Thanks, Gameplay Boy, for the lurk. We appreciate that.
Hey, Lurker.
But yes, I understand. I know what you're saying too, but I guess,
and that's why I'm okay with saying they're terrorists, and I'm okay saying go in and get them. But, like, you're not going in and getting them. You're just dropping a bomb on a place and saying, well, we had a... Well, no, that's still a fucking atrocity you committed.
It is, but like,
and I don't like that the world moves on from those atrocities because they've happened year over year, and we just move on.
And we've been letting that. So the whole world is very responsible. Anyone who sat back and watched is responsible.
And I wish Biden the best of luck on his trip supporting Israel.
Old. I remember seeing shit in middle school about Israel messing with Palestine. Like,
back in that wasn't. I don't know if that was in middle school, but
no, it was like
it was back then a long time ago. Yeah, so
I remember it vividly. Anyway,
so
I mean, we're still on the topic here. We've actually got a few things to talk about on this. A few things happened. You know, obviously there was a Security Council meeting of all the nations in the UN Security Council where they were voting on a resolution. So we got a story here from, what is this, UnitedNations.org? I guess this is just the direct source. Israel-Gaza crisis, U.S. vetoes Security Council resolution. That's our person right there vetoing. Right there. Yeah. That's her.
With her hand up.
Yeah.
All right, so
she
I may need to make this a little bit bigger.
Thank you kindly.
She is. So, while 12 of the Council's 15 members voted in favor of the Brazilian-led text, 1 voted against and 2 abstained. 1 against the United States, the 2 abstaining, Russia and United Kingdom. So 12 members voted in favor of it. A no vote from any one of the 5 permanent members is a veto, and those include China, France, Russia, United Kingdom, and United States. So if any of those 5 say no, it's a no.
And the States said no.
China said yes, France said yes, Russia said, I don't care, UK said, I don't care, United States says, no. So it's over. It doesn't matter what the other 12 said at that.
What's the point then?
So, what was the resolution for? The resolution would have called for humanitarian pauses to deliver life-saving... It literally was just a pause, not even a full ceasefire, just a pause. Prior to the vote, though, Russia was calling for an immediate amendment to it that would have a full ceasefire and stop attacks against civilians, and that was rejected. So Russia tried to get that in there, and that might be why they abstained, because they did that piece. Not that Russia's good guys, but that's literally what I wanted.
Oh yeah, no, exactly, no, like there.
So the in favor is Albania, Brazil, China, Ecuador, France, Gabon, Ghana, Japan, Malta, and Mozambique, Switzerland, and the United Arab Emirates. That's a lot of people in favor of an idea.
Yeah, and then the U.S. stands up and says, "Fuck no, we're not doing any of that shit."
She didn't even stand though. Look at her; she stayed sitting down. That's American right there.
Now I don't know if we're covering this, but I heard that Israel is letting Egypt send aid into Gaza.
Yes, and I think
I don't know.
do
Are
we
we covering that? I'm not sure.
that?
I could be wrong. I'm not. I just don't want to jump the gun.
Yes,
here,
we indeed do, and in fact
we?
that segues us into this. Israel to let
Oh.
Egypt to let aid to those from Hamas blast. So you're right. There is definitely aid coming, but it's kind of ridiculous that it's happened to happen. That we can't get the ceasefire, or at least the temporary ceasefire for a humanitarian pathway.
Yeah.
Like.
So. But yeah, that's I'm not gonna think it's that's yeah. That's
and this is the same lady here.
That's on America 100%. But at least they're.
It is. We did that.
That was us. Mad still though. This is how Egypt. I know saying they shouldn't have to, but Egypt should be letting refugees in the country. They're not.
I mean, you don't say the same thing for Canada and America. So
we let people here after every goddamn thing.
You got to vet them. You can't just let in criminals. Remember?
Yeah, but we let them in. We don't.
You can't just let them in.
Like I said, we let them in all the time anyway, right? So, right?
Well,
and a lot of those countries have camps up still full of Palestinians in them anyway, so it doesn't even.
I mean, right now we're still enforcing Title 42 and denying asylum seekers.
The amount of legal immigrants into the United States under Obama. The more you know.
What? One more time.
We lowered the amount of allowed legal immigrants in the United States under Obama.
Yeah.
Yep. When the Democrats were in charge, we allowed less
Republicans
immigration.
Are always like, nah, they're opening our border and blah blah blah.
It's hilarious. Both sides
literally
are
not true.
Like in agreement on it.
Democrats don't want to do it either.
They fight like they're not in agreement on it. And Biden's in office doing the exact same shit Trump did.
Yeah.
Building a wall.
It's great. He's building the wall. He's putting babies in cages. Kamala Harris is saying, "Do not come." Like it's not different. It's hilarious that the Republicans even say that the Democrats are for open borders because it's demonstrably silly to say.
It's not true. They're not. They really aren't. 100% they're not.
I mean, there's progressives in Congress and the Senate who would be more for something like maybe what you're saying, but like as a whole, neither party are for that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that back.
In wartime, when Ukraine started going to war, we let loads of refugees come to Canada, which is good. That's when they're supposed to come.
Did you vet them? Did you vet them?
Most of them I do not believe they don't. They just said like there was.
You needed to vet them. You probably have criminals now.
You probably do, but
we've talked about that. Yeah. You don't. It's less likely to be criminal. Your base Canadians probably.
Maybe from Ukraine, but some other countries. No.
I don't know about Canada actually. I just know that's true for America.
Yeah.
Refugees, asylum seekers, and immigrants are less likely to commit crime than Native Americans.
They don't
shit! I just said Native Americans, but that's the proper way to say that.
That's another thing. We have the highest percentage of our population locked up. Why are we worried about criminals?
I don't know.
From other countries where they're not?
Yeah, I think most criminals are Americans, aren't they? If you only know a nationality and you're gonna guess like whether you're a prisoner or not, and you say American, you probably should bet on prisoner.
Yeah.
More so than anybody else. I mean.
Anyway, just
25%.
Another. The more you know.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, you have been saying Egypt should allow them in, but doing something. You got to admit that.
That's when they should do that. But they can still let them in and then put them, quarantine them somewhere. That's not like they.
I mean, the question is, would they be allowed to return?
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Egypt has cages. Pretty much cages full of Palestinians in camps still waiting to be.
Whoa! You're saying they should go somewhere where they're keeping people in camps?
Egypt already is. I'm pretty sure Egypt already is.
If they're already doing that, why would you say they should go there?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for now it's better. It's better than being blown up. For now, get out of the country.
I'm not sure. I think dying to stay in your homeland might be better than being taken prisoner and becoming a slave or whatever you're saying. I
don't think they're slaves or
be put in a cage. I mean,
they're in a camp, right? But
it sounds worse. But it's an important question to ask: would they be allowed to return?
You would. I'm not. I'm not sure. That's a question we asked, but
because there was a pretty significant event.
Well, I think the question is allowed by who? Because, they might get Egypt's authority to go ahead and go cross that border and go back over there, but they may not have Israel's authority to go back over and cross that border. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, it does. Exactly, because we all know that Israel is more than likely. That's just a fact. But
Well, Israel wants the land.
Yeah,
Like
they're
they
gonna get it.
openly stated, we want this land. We're taking this land. This is our land. Fuck you guys. Get out. Like that's literally what they've said. Decades.
Yeah, and that wasn't what the UN agreed to. The UN agreed to having 2 states. This was the agreement in 1948. I mean, I don't understand why anyone would assume that Israel that was never the deal. If anything, it was kind of unfairly partitioned. From what I understand, at the time that they partitioned it in 1948, the actual demographics was 33% Jewish, and they gave them 66% of the landmass.
I don't know the facts. I don't know about that, but
And then the native Palestinians 66% received the remainder. And when you look at the map today and see this, the size of Gaza and West Bank versus the rest of it, sounds right to me. Which is, from what I understand, why the Palestinians were initially rejecting the UN's deal, because it was obviously not taking demographics into account at all. So obviously you would reject that deal. I think it was slandered, and they said that they said a lot of other things about why Palestinians disagreed.
Anyway.
But anyways,
so Israel's gonna, let Egypt bring some aid in.
That's why I don't think they should necessarily leave, because I don't think they'd be allowed to return. Have you heard of the March of Return from 2018?
No.
So this is where they literally tried to go back and to, after I think it was the Intifada, they tried to go back to their homes and were shot by the Israeli military. And they were peacefully trying to return. So this has happened before. And we might have to pull up an actual article on that sometime to go over it, but this was 5 years ago.
Right.
This isn't even old that happened, and that's how part of the landmass is now gone, and they couldn't get back to it. They weren't allowed to return. So that's where, when you just say leave to Egypt, it's
I'm not talking.
Give Israel what they want.
So the kids can't fight; they're just gonna die, right? So
half of them are kids already.
Yeah, exactly.
Their average age in Gaza is 18. The average age. It's kind of crazy, because that's not close to the truth for America or Canada.
48.
Right. It's way different. So we've just got one more article on this from Fox News this time. We've wanted to bring this one up because it's mentioning Iran. They're apparently chiming in on the situation. They always come up as a potential, I guess, ally to Hamas.
Yeah, well, they are 100%.
So Iran shares chilling message for Israel after Gaza hospital explosion kills 500. Time is over.
And for the record, there is no evidence that it wasn't Israel. Did we go over that or no?
What? They literally said they were gonna do it. People should clear out the area.
No, there's no evidence that Israel.
They actually said that about 6 hospitals too. It's funny that they said that about every hospital to evacuate all of them.
That one was 500. There was no rocket. You can see, but anyway, I don't know.
Well, you said rocket. You meant to say missile, because rocket is what it's consistent right now. Just FYI, rockets and missiles is the debate. So the initial, the initial thing coming out of this, everybody was trying to say they done it. There's no evidence of exactly who did it at this point. All we know is a hospital had an explosion. Several people are dead. We don't even know about the number. Obviously, having a number instantaneously is not really possible. Anytime there's a mass casualty event, it takes forever to know how many dead. We've covered so many mass casualties on this show. We know that. But, so obviously, be suspect of any number being thrown out right now. This is an estimate at best.
But when they're just saying that Israel did it, there is still no evidence. They might have, but it could have been a misfire. It could have been anything. Much in the air.
But we haven't even gotten down to what Iran has said. Are we saying Iran has said that? Because all they've said so far is time is over. We haven't even scrolled down.
But it's just message for Israel. That means they believe Israel did it, right?
I don't know. I literally don't know. This is just saying that they sent this message. We need to see what the message is.
Who is this? Yeah, from headlines, Fox. Yeah, Fox.
Yeah, this is from Fox News. Yeah. The headline is unclear, but obviously that's what I would assume. Now, running out for Israel was made. The post was made hours after Hamas ran hospital in Gaza suffered an explosion and reportedly left hundreds dead.
Time is running out for Israel.
So
this is just a tweet.
Yeah,
they tweeted saying time is running out.
This is just a mean
This is what
tweet,
people use
really?
Twitter to freaking. It's like, oh, I'm not trying to laugh at the situation. That's a horrible laugh, but they're tweeting about it. Like, yeah.
Well, this is Iran's foreign minister.
Yeah,
This is not
they're-
nobody.
Yeah, they're
This
foreign.
is
I know,
not
but-
just a random guy, and I do make sure that we don't report on random people saying
Yeah.
shit about this because it doesn't matter. We want
It's
people with the
so
levers of power.
vague.
Yeah.
It is vague, which is why I wanted to make sure Mike wasn't saying things that weren't actually said. The timing of it, yeah, you kind of assume kind of what they mean by it, but in reality, all it says is time is up or whatever. Now, these tweets came after Hamas did blame Israel. Hamas is openly saying Israel. Israel is saying the Palestinian Islamic Jihad group did it. So Israel's not even saying Hamas did. They're saying this other group did it. The Palestinian Islamic Jihad group is saying, no, we didn't.
Yeah.
So that's what everybody's saying. And so far, we don't actually have any evidence saying exactly who did it.
Yeah, and Putin said he didn't kill Wagner.
But
That's a good point. He did, Bill. He did.
again, there's no
He
evidence.
did. He
He
absolutely
did the
did.
thing.
There's zero evidence. You cannot say that.
100% did.
But you do not have evidence of that. And
Yeah, and the Clintons didn't kill what's his name in jail either.
100. But I can, and I'm on the boat with 100% agree with that. But there's some evidence, but there's zero evidence proving them. But
After
yes.
the terrible crime of the Zionist regime and the bombing and massacre of more than 1,000 innocent children in the hospital, the time has come for the global unity of humanity against this fake regime more hated than ISIS and its machine. Okay, so there's his full tweet. And in that, he's referring to, the Zionist regime bombing the hospital. So he is saying, effectively, Israel bomb hospital.
Yeah, and they hated more than ISIS.
Possibly. ISIS is
Yeah,
becoming
maybe.
very forgotten,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
The IDF might be hated more than ISIS.
No, did you hear how many countries were on board with a ceasefire? And think
Yeah, we all
They
wanted
should
the
intervene.
ceasefire.
I'm pretty sure
Please.
I'm sure they would follow the ceasefire, but America shut them down.
If the ceasefire had happened, maybe this doesn't happen. Regardless of who did it, if the ceasefire happens, that's everybody agreeing not to fire.
Yeah.
So this might not have happened.
But
But anyway, for multiple reasons.
And the next one, whoever it is, it doesn't matter if it's the PIJ or Hamas or Hezbollah or IDF, whoever does the next one, because there will be a next one, it could have been stopped if we'd done a ceasefire.
well, America paused the $6 billion they gave we're giving back to Iran, so just pause.
We paused that, but we just
We've
authorized
been holding
$100
that
billion
over there.
Was it 100?
for.
It's 100. I was gonna bring that up. 100.
We just like
billion
authorized like
dollars.
$100 billion for Israel.
No,
Do you
no.
know where that
Biggest
money
defense
came
package
from?
in history.
Yeah.
We said.
100 billion. Like what the
Yeah,
frig?
we're giving them the biggest raise they've ever gotten.
Yeah, where's this money coming from? First of all,
I don't know. We
where's
could
this
print
money-
it.
No, that's the thing is, do you know where that money's coming from?
The printer
It's
in
money
Biden's
we
office.
took. No, it's money we literally took from them in like the 70s.
Yeah, Iran. I'm not talking about that right now. We're talking about the 100
Oh,
billion.
okay.
We are, but it doesn't matter. We gave that, and then now they have more money to, because Iran's they're not that peaceful. But we're talking about the 100 billion.
Okay, you're talking about
The
that.
100 billion
The
dollars.
embassy,
The 100 billion
the embassy of
that they're giving
Israel?
away. Yeah.
the embassy of Israel to the United States posted a Matrix meme
What?
in response to Iran's embassy tweeting
my
the same
God.
time as I'm wondering what is happening.
Let's see
These
the
are
meme.
positions of power,
Let's
aren't
see
they?
the meme.
What the hell? And here's the meme.
That's what
I,
I'm saying is this
I
article's
can't
about a
play.
mean
It'll
tweet.
take me to Twitter.
Yeah. Okay.
This article's about a mean tweet. Come on, guys, stop. Like,
Someone liked it.
Other regional leaders have expressed strong language in the fallout of the hospital explosions. I mean, yeah, everybody in the region is
Not
pretty
trying to laugh
upset,
about it, but
and
yeah.
everyone wants to blame somebody because, a bunch of people died. That definitely happened. The aftermath photos and the actual blast itself are out there. I've seen them both. So
Do you actually want to go pull up that $100 billion draft just because we just talked about it
nah.
$100 billion.
that you guys are giving away?
Nah.
Meh.
That's pretty big news.
I feel like
So
but I feel like
not.
we've covered it. Israel.
Okay, but that's not. That's going to Ukraine too, though. Israel and Ukraine. But
Yeah, we can get a House Speaker in though, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
So here's just one last thing on it. This is Biden, what he said to Netanyahu, which is the Israel leader. I was outraged by the bombing of the hospital yesterday. Based on what I've seen, it was done by the other team, not you. But
what?
there's a lot of people out there who are not sure. Where's
Oh,
the ice
gosh.
cream? I'm going to go now.
Yeah, what?
And he falls down the stairs.
Barbecue sauce.
There is no stairs. No.
So, I mean, at least Brandon is kind of not being definitive either. He is kind of saying not you. He's saying based on what I've seen, it was another team. He's saying Team Israel pretty clearly. He needs. I mean,
and I'm not saying it's not Israel, but I didn't jump on the gun and say it was them right away either, right? So,
yeah, and I think that's where we're all at. Is don't jump on the gun. But I
don't believe it was Israel. That I believe now that I've seen a whole bunch of evidence, I do not believe it's Israel, but I could be wrong.
I'm still sticking with exactly where I was. The most likely person who did it is the person who said they were going to do it, and I haven't seen any evidence to exonerate them.
They said they were going to do it. You have this amount of time.
Had it been a confirmed airstrike
missile, it happened.
Had it been a confirmed airstrike missile, that would have only it wouldn't have even explicitly said who did it. It would have only exonerated those who don't have those. And there's only one party who doesn't have missiles. So had there been evidence of that in the morning, we would have been able to exonerate Palestine because they don't have that. But that didn't happen. So we can't exonerate anybody in my mind. Yeah.
Well, I almost guarantee we won't get a lot more.
Every country involved, every party involved has we see the aftermath. They all have that.
We don't know what happened, and that's going to be the story from here to the end of time.
Yeah.
So I agree. We probably will never get a truth. And the part of the reason for that is the lack of electricity, the lack of internet. Remember, this happened in Gaza, which is currently cut off from those. So the odds of getting accurate content from there has gone down drastically. It's very difficult. There are satellite phones, satellite links, and stuff like that individually people do have access to. It's not like it's impossible to get on the internet or use a phone. I want to give that intention there, but
it's a lot harder.
The majority of people cannot, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've covered everything. Iran, Egypt, Israel, Palestine, U.S., UK, Canada. We got everybody's take on it now. Let's move on to something completely different. Brussels? Like the Sprouts?
Yeah.
Brussels shooting. Gunman who killed 2 Swedes shot dead by police. And this is from Reuters.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, this was
not
normal?
This was another attack the other day. That was another attack because of what happened in Israel. It was retaliation, apparently. But then that's what I read. It was a retaliation for something that happened the day before to somebody else.
Oh, this is being dumb on the scrolling. There we go. Tunisian gunman suspected of killing 2 Swedish football fans. Yeah, that's as far as I got on reading it. So I was like,
yeah.
In Brussels died on Tuesday after being shot by police in a cafe, hours after an attack, which Sweden's prime minister said showed Europe must bolster security to protect itself. 45-year-old identified himself as a member of Islamic State and claimed responsibility in a video post online. Is also suspected of wounding another Swedish national in his attack in the center of Brussels. So are these Jewish Swedes? Is that what we're saying?
It does. I don't think it matters. It just.
Or is it just he says he's a member of Islamic State, so therefore it's associated?
Yeah, it's just
they're Muslim, right? And that's it.
This might be tangential and just like somebody jumping to get some news to write up.
Yeah, go down. What else we got? This is time for more security. We can't be naive, said the prime minister. These terrorists want to scare us into obedience and silence. That will not happen, he said. The shooting came at a time of heightened security concerns across much of Europe, linked to Israeli-Hamas conflict. But prosecutors said the gunman appeared motivated by Quran burnings in Sweden.
Yes.
That
people
makes sense.
tried to make a link, but the guy himself said, "No, you were burning Qurans." I'm mad about that.
Okay, yeah.
In August, Sweden raised its terrorism alert to the second highest level and warned of an increase in threats against Swedes at home, abroad, and after burnings outraged Muslim and triggered threats from jihadists.
Yeah,
well, I mean, you're burning their books. She pisses them off. Yeah, I get it.
So the chief prosecutor said that early indications point towards it being a lone gunman. So it's not even part of a network. So like, That's not tied to the terrorism.
No, but
is
it just it was like it's probably how it happened. Become more than they're saying it happened because of that. I don't know. That's what I was reading.
It sounds like the connection is hearsay.
Police found an AR-15 rifle and a bag
What?
of clothing in a cafe where he was discovered. 2 handguns and a knife were found very close to his apartment. What do you mean close to his apartment? What? Outside of the apartment, though?
Well, that's weird.
That's an odd way to word that.
Yeah.
Weird, yeah.
But there's video footage of the attack, so I guess we don't have to worry about that. A man in an orange jacket on a scooter at a street intersection with a rifle following people fleeing into a and him firing at them. Well, okay, I mean that's sounds like you got the evidence you need.
For sure. Yeah, that's just another crazy.
But I don't think this is a hate crime. I
Well,
think this
No.
is
This is a I'm mad about something happening. I'm mad about the hate crime.
kill.
Potential hate crime.
Oh,
I stayed there, I was frozen, I couldn't move. Okay, yeah, it's just victims being scared.
according to media transcript of the video message recorded by the self-declared perpetrator, the attacker said he had killed Swedes to avenge Muslims.
that's a hate crime.
What?
To avenge Muslims. I don't understand how it makes
Swedes
sense.
is a
Yeah, I mean,
country. Muslims is the people that were getting attacked, supposedly. And so he was avenging those people by killing people in the country. That doesn't make it a hate crime.
They're gonna kill Swedish people because they're Swedish. That's what they're doing.
Well, he's just killing all the people in the country. Like, he's just killing people in the
yeah,
country. Like, it's
nationality
not...
counts as a hate crime. Nationality,
guess,
you can do
okay.
hate crimes based on nationality. It doesn't make sense. Why he's hating a nationality on behalf of a religion? Like,
Because
huh?
maybe 10% of Swedes actually do that, then 90% of them are good.
10% of Swedish people are Muslim.
Okay,
Like what?
20% then. Okay, I don't. I'm just
50% of Swedes are Muslim.
Okay.
I didn't even Google the number. I'm not gonna Google.
I don't know, but anyway, I'm just saying that doesn't really matter how
There's
many.
no reason to try to make it make sense. It's a psychotic guy. Like,
Yeah.
it's not supposed to make sense, is it?
No.
It's a
It's a
bad
guy who
guy
wants
who
to
did
kill
a
people.
definitely bad thing, and I don't think it's related to the current Israel stuff, though. I think
Muslim.
it sounds like Sweden themselves are doing some stuff that he has a reason to be upset about in a
Google
religious manner.
suggests Sweden Muslim population in 2050, which I expect is some sort of anti-Muslim propaganda, would be my guess. But I'm going to look at the 2023. Let's see. Muslim population by country.
I guess you can't just say every time somebody who claims that they are Muslim or Islam does a bad thing that, like, you can't just keep doing this thing where you're painting them all like barbaric Islamic terrorism. Like,
terrorism is terrorism. So barbaric Islamic terrorism, though, yeah. So because
right, but when you're describing just a fatal stabbing, that doesn't even sound like barbaric terrorism to me.
6.8%.
If you don't throw the Islamic in there, people would be confused. And they're only not confused when you throw that in there because of the humanizing campaign that's been going on since 9/11 or maybe earlier. So, like, I don't know. These incidents are not tied, but like they really want them to be tied for some reason. Like, unless we're seeing like hundreds of acts of these, like, it's not a thing.
But there's been a whole bunch of like hate crimes. That kid was stabbed, right? So on all sides, I'm not just pointing on one side, but on all sides, apparently it's been a lot of.
It doesn't, yeah, but it doesn't matter what group of people has a person who did a bad thing. You don't paint the whole group with a brush.
Exactly.
Right.
No, you don't.
That's the bad thing. And to say barbaric Islamic
things.
terrorism is pretty blatantly saying, "Here's my brush. Where can I paint?"
Yeah.
That's Macron, and he's kind of a chud, so I expected that. That being said, France didn't veto.
No.
France didn't veto.
Mm-mm.
So all European states are vulnerable. The resurgence of Islamist terrorism. What does that even mean? This is the same sort of crap that we were saying after 2001.
Yeah, keep people scared.
And it never happened. We still have to take our shoes off, and it never happened.
Sure.
You know?
But anyway, it's not connected. That's the main thing. It's not.
Yeah, he targeted specifically Swedish supporters who were in Brussels to attend a Red Devils soccer. To look at that and then to say, oh, it just seems like you're doing some math. I'm missing the math.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next story.
Alrighty, moving right along here. Let's not forget the other thing that's going on, the other war, Ukraine.
Yeah, U.S. Sorry, this is ABC News. Ukraine uses U.S.-supplied ATACMS long-range missiles for the first time in attack on Russian air bases. So we gave
Okay.
Ukraine some missiles, and they shot at Russian air bases.
Air
No,
bases
not
in
Russia.
occupied Ukraine.
Yeah, not Russia. Russian air bases in Ukraine. So they
Yeah.
shot at Russian air bases within their own country.
So trying to reclaim territory that Russia has gained in the war. I don't know what an ATACMS is, but sounds
missile. Makes
sounds
things blow
decent.
up.
And this is the first time. I mean, haven't we been giving them stuff for? That's the first time they're using
money,
this.
but weapons. I guess not sure if any direct weapons. I guess
The missiles hit.
Bring weapons. They have to teach people how to use it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's actually a pretty big thing with like the tanks and planes and stuff. Like, just because you have them doesn't mean you can use them.
Yeah.
When we left behind a bunch of planes in Afghanistan, there was a bunch of videos of them crashing them. They crashed a bunch of the shit. It was just great. Yeah. So, like, don't worry about too much of that stuff that we left that was advanced. They don't know what they're doing with it. But anyways, the missiles hit a Russian military airfield in Berdyansk in southern Ukraine and another in Lugansk. You guys got to work on your names. In the northeast on Tuesday. So
both Russian.
I don't know
Ukraine.
where these are. Oh yeah, that's according to the officials on both sides. I like that there's no worry about that. Like we all agree, at least this happened. There's no argument.
They're pretty.
Ukraine launched the missiles. Russia and Ukraine agree that happened, and these are probably going to argue about the level of damage though, because Russia wants to downplay how much damage, right?
But they did. They sure did. Everyone agrees. It's rare these days.
Some Russian sources said had caused significant damage. Oh, only some. The Biden administration quietly delivered the ATACMS to Ukraine after months of resisting Kiev's request. Oh, they've been wanting this. They said, please, pretty please, we want those big missiles. Zelensky confirmed this strike took place and said thank you. And today I am especially grateful to the United States. Agreement with President Biden are being implemented, and they're being implemented very accurately. ATACMS has proven themselves. Oh, here it is. Army Tactical Missile Systems.
Missile systems.
ATAC-MS. Okay.
Can shoot about 100 miles, it says?
100 to 190. So, the version we gave them had roughly 100 miles. Near the twice as far as the previous munitions. So,
well,
is this what it looks like?
Looks like, I think.
This is one in Seoul, South Korea, but it is the same thing. I mean, obviously, we give South Korea weapons as well. You know, we that's another U.S. ally right there. So, these are cool. These big dick shooters are great. And they look cool.
Hopefully, Russia doesn't get too mad that.
Yeah, there's always that worry that, like, does this make them have to use something bigger?
Yeah.
Do they, you know?
If I'm in a fight with somebody, fist and fist, and we're going okay, and all of a sudden I hit him down, and someone throws him a crowbar, I'm probably going to be mad at both the people now, you know?
But again, I think this is another situation where if the sooner the fighting stops, the better. Like, the sooner we get to the
fire or something.
Ceasefire, like, obviously Russia is going to take the land. This is so similar.
Yeah, very, very.
They want the land, and I want the fighting to stop. And if it takes land, I guess that's the only choice we got, right?
I know, that's a horrible. People get mad when I say that, and I understand why, but
they want the land, and they will kill for it.
They're taking it. No, they're gonna take it no matter what.
So yeah, I mean, should Ukraine go to Egypt?
Well, I'm not. Ukraine can go there, and actually, Ukraine doesn't have to leave. They don't even want the people to leave.
They have to give up a couple certain areas. The people in Crimea
they're
and
allowed
near
to
the
stay
port
there.
of the Black Sea.
They're
They
allowed
want
to.
them to like just be Russian then?
Yeah.
They just want to rule over them. That's what you're saying.
Don't go.
I mean, there's probably people like that were living on the border that might be like, I don't care either way.
Yeah. There's a lot of people
But
in Ukraine who want to be part of Russia too.
most
Yeah,
people don't
I'm
want to
sure.
leave where they lived, regardless
like-
of nationality. They don't want to leave
Yeah.
the land that they're on. So regardless of nationality, but so I guess we're just gonna keep doing updates on the Ukraine situation because this is gonna prolong it. Giving them a weapon like this prolongs it in my mind.
Yeah.
Because they're not. I don't think they're gonna get what would be considered a victory. They might get Russia to the point like we talked about last time, where America was with Vietnam, where we just gave up. They might get Russia to go, fuck it, never mind.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Maybe. I don't think they will, but that's like their best case scenario. Outside of just getting to the negotiation table and giving him
Russia's been doing that their
Crimea.
whole life. They just send people. And as soon as the enemy's like,
Till they win.
shit, you know?
Yeah, they are notorious for sending bodies after bodies
Yeah.
after bodies. Their World War II numbers show that.
Yeah, and they
More
just
Russian
like,
bodies than anybody
Yeah,
else.
they're just like, go for it.
Because they wanted to end Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
And they did it.
Yeah.
Well, with a little bit of help. I think America definitely helped. I don't know what Canada did. Did they? Do you know Canada's World War II history?
A little bit of it, so.
Did you guys do it? Did you do the thing?
One more time, sorry.
Jay's is nodding her head, saying
Yes,
that
no, we
Canada.
did. We were part of D-Day too, but we were on Vimy Bridge, I believe it was called.
Okay.
There's a whole block. We have a huge history. Yes.
Our history lessons act like nobody else was there on D-Day except us with our big heroic Hulk Hogan muscles. So I just want to make sure you actually you would have been taught the right thing about Canada. America's so weird about it.
So actually, in November, we wear these things.
Oh God, we have something.
They're called poppies, right? And we wear them on our heart, on our shirt. And it's
okay.
Because in the war zones, there was a whole bunch of poppies that grew, right, in Flanders Fields because of the gunpowder and stuff in World War One. So the poppy.
Wait, gunpowder does that?
It helped.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's. I don't know exactly the whole story. I should.
As is tradition.
How did you do?
But yeah, and they grew a whole bunch of poppies, and now you donate these. You donate every year, and you get a poppy. But yeah, so as of usually people start wearing them in a few weeks here, so I'll probably put mine on next week.
Yeah.
I usually wear it for the rest of the year. People take them off at the end of November, but I usually wear it till the end of the winter.
We kind of keep it simple here. I mean, anytime it's a patriotic thing, we just toss the American flag up. So that's people do their pins or their flags everywhere.
Yeah.
So CNN, Hong
crazy.
Kong court backs same-sex marriage couples on equal housing rights. So gay people can live together in Hong Kong and not be discriminated for it.
Okay, and we're calling out Hong Kong specifically here because Hong Kong has their own government from the rest of China.
Yeah.
So they're in the economic exclusion zone of China, from what I understand.
They don't have to follow all the rules and that. No.
This photograph is actually a pride parade in Hong Kong in 2015.
Yeah,
although this isn't really showing a parade. Like,
if you don't know what the economic exclusion zone of China is, basically it's, China is a communist country. The economic exclusion zone is like the hyper capitalism. It's their kind of dipped into capitalism to kind of compete in a way with the rest of the world. So it's like where all their businesses are, for the most part, is in, Hong Kong and other surrounding areas. Anyway, you can continue.
Oh, wow, Canada's in this story. The appeal involved two cases, one in which the authority had declined to consider a permanent residence application to rent a public flat with his husband because the marriage in Canada was not recognized in Hong Kong. Come on, Canada. What the hell?
Sorry?
It's Canada was a good country. Canada let them get
Canada
married.
was the good guys here. It's fine.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, they got married in Canada, and then Hong Kong wasn't going to use it, nor let them flat. So actually, Canada was fine here. Canada's good. They allow good for the rights and stuff. So.
But yeah, that's.
The other one was Britain.
Well, this is good.
Well, India did
'cause-
actually. India did just turn that down. They had a vote on it the other day, and they did turn down gay marriage. And
That's not super surprising.
No, but it sucks because that's another American ally that we really should like hold feet to the fire to make them
doing stuff like that. Yeah,
like not be that way because like we obviously don't like that. Like we want our allies to be better, don't we? Not just strategical positions. Never mind.
So the judge basically said, yes, this is discriminatory in nature. It's a differential treatment, and this presents cases is more severe from a form of indirect discrimination than most cases because the criterion is one which same-sex couples can never meet. So don't be gay is the criteria, and gay married couples are like, no, we're gay. So that's the problem. So anyway, good for Hong Kong.
yeah,
I hope the rest of China follows suit. I know there's a lot of gay people in China that are persecuted.
To be clear, I believe right now, Hong Kong does not allow gay marriage. Like they don't recognize them
No,
there. This is just
but
a ruling saying they're not going to discriminate against people.
housing. People
in
who are
housing.
married other places.
It's a
They're
step.
obviously still
It's a step,
discriminating
right?
in one way.
It's a step. It's a step.
Yes.
Like Naomi Wu, who used to have like a big YouTube channel and stuff, and she did 3D printer content and stuff. She was gay, and they like disappeared her. So yeah.
That sucks.
Well, in all fairness, like a news agency in the United States outed her, and it was bad. And
Oh, this article has it. Hong Kong's top court in September ruled against same-sex marriage, but acknowledged same-sex couples need for, quote, for access to an alternate legal framework in order to meet basic social requirements. Like housing and insurance for each other and stuff,
and probably employment.
Employment, like just and adoption rights, like all kinds of things. But
So they're
ultimately,
basically
they
saying
are
that we're not
still
gonna give you a
against
piece of
the.
paper, but we're not gonna get
Yeah.
mad at you for doing it.
I mean, I do better, Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Redo the September one. Come on now.
Slightly better.
If you're going to be the only democratic part of China, prove it.
Yeah.
That's
time.
what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I know it takes time, but it's hard to place a time on people's freedom or a timetable on somebody else's.
Oh, yeah.
Like, freedom's maybe not the right word.
Earlier I said dip their toe into capitalism. I mean, this is like super hyper capitalism in one area. So
Well, yeah, obviously this is allowing these kind of housing rights is good economic, right?
Yeah.
So you could argue from just a pure economic standpoint that this makes sense to do. And that may be exactly how Hong Kong did it.
Well, also, like, you think about it that way, like the Canadian couple coming to Hong Kong probably was for business for some reason. Like, they didn't just decide to move there to a place where they'll be discriminated against.
Right. All right, moving right along. Next article we have comes from AP, Associated Press News. Suspect admits he killed Natalee Holloway, Aruba, in 2005, pleads guilty to extorting her mom. Do you guys even remember this story?
Nope.
Natalee Holloway. It was a big news thing for like a month, maybe.
I've not seen it. I might have seen it, but I didn't pay too much attention then.
Well, apparently the part of why it was such a big story, there's two reasons, but it was she disappeared and there was no idea where she was. Never found the body. And the second reason is because she was a pretty white girl.
Okay.
And, we kind of take those stories, like the Gabby Petito story.
Yeah.
It's literally not even a real story, but it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only disappearances we take seriously, actually.
Right. It's hard to explain what I mean by that, but you know what I mean, right?
I do, yeah.
Pretty white girl syndrome. Big time with this one. So anyways, this guy apparently knew what happened to her, even knew where the body was, and was trying to extort her mom for money to tell her where it was and like reveal the mystery.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's going to jail for extortion now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, just pay me and I'll tell you where she is. Is that what he was saying?
Maybe.
That's the extortion part, yeah.
Yeah. The chief suspect in the disappearance of Natalee Holloway has admitted he death on a beach in Aruba after she refused his advances, then dumped her body into the sea. New details in the killing emerged Wednesday as Joran Vandersloot pleaded guilty to extorting Holloway's mother, resolving a case that has captivated the public for 20 years. Yeah, it was an American who was on a trip to. So, obviously that's devastating to lose an American on a vacation. Nothing worse, really. they really did blow it up like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very kind of lackluster. He just did kind of what you thought, beat her to death and dumped the body in the ocean or in the sea. Like, yep. Why would you ever admit to that, though? So, anyways, although he isn't charged in Holloway's death, how is he not? Vandersloot's attempt to squeeze $250,000 from the slain teen's mom in exchange for information about where the body gave investigators a crucial link to the. After finally seeing him in the U.S. courtroom, the family said they're moving on. Yay! Yeah. But wait, that's kind of gross to want $250,000. I don't understand. Isn't this admitting to the crime?
Well, some people are crazy and would admit it, and they don't actually mean.
Joran Vandersloot is no longer the suspect in my daughter's murder. He is the killer.
Oh.
This is the mother. She's convinced. Well, and he's admitted it. It is sad. So she went missing during a high school graduation with classmates. She was last seen May 30th, 2005, leaving a bar with Vandersloot, Dutch citizen and student at an international school on the Caribbean island where he grew up. Questioned the disappearance, but never prosecuted. A judge declared Holloway dead, but her body was never found. Oh. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of extortion and wire in exchange for a 20-year sentence. It will run concurrently with a 28-year sentence he's serving in Peru for killing another woman. I hate when sentences are like that. Yeah. Doesn't that mean they're served like they cancel each other out, basically, right?
Dumb, but what they should do is he clearly killed one woman. He probably killed her. He admitted it too, so why don't they just charge him?
His words and his other act, aren't that enough? Like, he says he beat her to death, and he also killed this other person who they have evidence enough that he's convicted of it. Like, yeah, but there's no statutes of limitations.
I don't know.
The judge, Anna Manasco, said the details of his confession factored into her sentencing. You have brutally murdered, in separate instances years apart, 2 young women who refused your sexual connection. So the judge did take into account everything we just said about the other killing and basically saying you killed both of them. You brutally murdered 2 young women. Right. You did this. So, and this was in the sentencing for the other charge, the fraud and the extortion. The douchebag had some words. I'd like a chance to apologize. I'm no longer the person I was back then. I mean, you did it twice. I don't believe you. Right?
I don't know. I guess maybe, but
you believe the guy who killed two women that he's not the same? I don't believe him. I mean, I don't think you get a third strike on murder. I mean, once you've murdered one person, I'm kind of done.
Yeah,
but,
pretty much.
Well, it kind of sucks that neither of you heard about the case because this was, going to be a relief. We finally know what happened to that big story. That's okay.
Jay's even with us?
I think Jay's is taking a short break, which is kind of unfortunate. She's going to miss a great story we have here from Fox News.
Oh, no.
Another in a great series of airplane tragedies we've covered. EasyJet flight canceled after someone fouls up the place mid-delays. Absolute chaos, says passenger.
Yeah. Why?
How do you think they fouled it up?
When they pooped on the floor.
They pooped everywhere.
Yeah. I don't want to watch a video of it, so we can just
We're not going to hit play. Yeah. Flight to London is canceled because of a passenger's vacation on floor of bathroom. Hey, at least they made it to the bathroom.
Yeah.
After someone defecates in the front toilet of the aircraft during the hours-long lost passenger's reaction to the pilot's mistake. I mean,
oh my god, wouldn't that be so embarrassing?
I don't know the videos.
Oh my god, that'd be so embarrassing to come out. Oh.
Like, they knew who did it, though, right?
They must have. Right?
So, EasyJet travelers found themselves stuck on the island of Tenerife after hours of delay. So they're just stuck there.
Okay, you can play that video. It's just a pilot talking. You can play it. I want to hear what he says.
Okay.
It's probably going to be an ad, so.
Oh, no.
Rather entertaining to defecate in the front toilet. So we're now staying the night here. We're now going to get everyone off and you're going to spend, these are organised hotel,
Stood up. She's mad. Where does she think she's going? Huh?
Just back in front toilet. So we're now staying the night here. We're now going to get everyone off and we're going to spend ages to organise hotels.
Oh, okay, that's it. But anyway, it wasn't much. Okay, but yeah. No, that's
So they canceled the whole flight. I think I heard the guy saying they were going to get hotels for everybody.
Yeah, well, they usually do that. So.
And I did hear someone say someone shit on the floor. I heard that.
Yeah, someone actually, and what they try to make you do, they're like, you just have to share a room with this person. And you're like, no, I get my own room. So.
The clip started in the middle of the pilot speech. He could be heard saying that someone's apparently found it, quote, rather exciting to defecate in the front toilet. So we're now staying the night here.
Oh,
we're now going to get everyone off and organize hotels, then back to our.
Oh, they're doing the front toilet. Not even the toilet.
Why do we keep having to do airplane
okay,
story?
wait, the front toilet.
See,
I don't know what that means.
You even remember. This is our trend.
Yeah.
We cover it every time this happens.
We do.
We're consistent here at the Banter.
I'm just surprised how often it happens.
Yeah, me too.
And this
whole
flight just canceled.
Oh. Flight EZY8054.
Going to depart for London's. I can't see.
Gatwick.
But yeah,
Sunday.
There's your favorite, the Daily Mail, but.
Yeah, go somewhere so I can see.
Off organization, but anyway.
I don't know if there's anything else in here. Pumpkin's blocking me.
The second airplane was smaller than the original, which meant the airline was seeking volunteers to lead the flight by offering vouchers. The passengers described the transition as absolute chaos.
The Daily Mail.
Oh wait, so that's crazy. These people that had to deal with the ship flight ended up some of them ended up not on the next flight either.
Yeah.
They got vouchers.
But yeah, the Daily Mail, I guess. This is Fox News, but Daily Mail,
honestly, they do that. They do that when they really screw up and they make so much money, but it's I don't know. If you have nothing to do, may as well take the money, right?
It's a shit story.
Yeah.
It is a shit story. They were unable to find enough hotels in the areas.
Jeez.
I mean, what that sounded like they were going to do was better than what it ended up happening. Due to extremely high demand, unfortunately, we're unable to find hotel rooms. We're sorry. Make your own arrangements. I guess they said they would refund the cost of a reasonably priced room. 3 stars or equivalent.
Aw.
I don't understand. Why can't they clean the toilet and be back on the tarmac?
I don't know.
So we've been given the excuse of a toilet being defecated as a reason for a canceled flight.
Yeah.
EasyJet, this is unacceptable. Your customer care is atrocious. Hundreds of passengers left stranded in the airport.
Do
something.
Poop on the plane?
Look, I've worked in retail. I've seen some bathrooms where there was
some
rather large.
I know you're right. You just can't clean it up sometimes. You have to get that hazmat team in.
I mean, I guess I would need to see or smell how bad we're talking.
I used to work at a store, and when there's when anything like that happened or blood or anything, if there's anybody, because I worked at a downtown convenience store and people would come in with bleeding all the time. It was pretty scary and messed up. But yeah, if they shit or bled anywhere, you would just call this number and they'd send a team and the team would come clean it because they got the proper gear on and gloves and.
Oh yeah, like crime scene cleanup people.
Exactly, almost not that bad, but almost. Like they're not in the fall, but they got the gloves on, the boots on,
I mean, someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah, I don't do it.
Micro dirty jobs.
I won't do
dirty work.
Nope. Is that it? So that's it. Yeah. Don't take EasyJet. Actually, no, that's not even their fault.
is that the resolution?
It's not even their fault. So we can't even say that. We can't.
No, the resolution is poop before going to the airport. Yeah. Everyone.
Exactly.
Don't hold that. Do it at home.
It would be unfortunate. But yeah, I just
the airplane, the train, the Greyhound bus.
You just don't eat.
Think about it. Just think about it.
We don't have the Greyhound bus here anymore, but yes, just don't eat it. Don't eat the day before.
Speaking of think about it, think about checking out the 2023 meteor shower from Halley's Comet.
That's gonna be too cloudy, like always.
It will, but hey, we've got the coverage here, Gizmodo. How and when you can see it.
When does this happen?
Exactly. When is it? How is it? What is it?
Where will you be able to see it from?
Our cheat sheet will help make this most of the year's astronomical.
All right, we'll scroll down. I'm dying to see.
All right, where is it? Where is it?
October 22nd.
22nd and 23rd.
Yeah, because you just scroll way too fast.
We'll peak on October 22nd.
Yeah, that's
so
set to peak.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Peak in mid-October each year.
Leave glowing trains in their wake, which can linger for several seconds to minutes. The radiant point of the shower, that is the location from the sky where the meteors appear to originate, is called.
This is not a cheat sheet. This is not a cheat sheet. Where's my cheat sheet? I was promised a cheat sheet.
Viewing tips. Okay, viewing tips. This isn't a sheet. This is a paragraph. Yeah, go back up.
Oh my God, they lied. This is just not a cheat sheet. Okay, do we have to read these tips then?
No.
So it's a good idea to look 45 to 90 degrees away from the radiant. I don't know what that means. They will appear longer, more spectacular.
Damn you, science. Can't you say direction and day?
If you look directly at the radiant, you will find that the meteors will be short. This is an area of effect perspective called foreshortening.
Okay. For best viewing results, they recommend that you watch the meteor shower during the immediate hours after. They really get going after 1 a.m., they say.
Mm-hmm. With the spectacle lasting until dawn. So you gotta stay up late.
Way after my bedtime. You know.
Expected to peak at basically midnight UTC on Sunday, October 22nd.
What is UTC?
Universal Time something.
It's not universal. It's not Canadian time.
Universal time.
Here.
And then they give it an Eastern down here.
To Central.
UTC. That's I don't know what UTC is.
It's 8:05 Eastern. Does that help?
So currently,
that's like 5:05. That's like 5 o'clock my time.
Eastern.
Jeez,
we're an hour before that, aren't we?
No, we're friggin' 3 hours behind that.
Yeah, we're.
Oh, that's ET. We're EST.
2. Yeah, that's
okay. That's just
so Eastern time, then Central, and then Mountain.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So 6:05 on October 21st.
That seems pretty early, but
that's this weekend.
Okay. Cool.
This weekend at 6:05 p.m. I think we could be outside and look up.
Yeah.
Right,
as a whole, the meteor shower does last from September to late November. It's just on October 21st is the night where it peaks, where you're going to be able to see it. So if you miss out, and it's cloudy, look another night. You might.
Oh, here you go. The shower is visible from both the northern and southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, that's us. Viewers should face southeast.
Okay.
I don't care about the southern hemisphere, but there's their direction. But for us, southeast.
I gotta look.
Don't look where there's street lights. Obviously, that's a given. Street lights block out everything.
Oh, that's cool. I can go down to the park because there's a national park, a provincial park down the road.
Bring a lawn chair, a blanket, snacks, and beverages. They also recommend.
You're not allowed to be there after dark.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's just wild animals.
Next story.
You complain about the poopy plane stuff that we do over and over again, but we also do the celestial events. We this is another repeat.
Yeah, I didn't really care about the last one either, though.
The solar eclipse?
No, the solar eclipse was cool, but the one
before that was cool. The one before that was meh. I forget what it was.
Like, there's a meteor coming by that only comes by once every 2,000 years. I'm like, yeah, but it's one of so many meteors. Like, we don't really care.
Right. All right, we got another Gizmodo article here. They always come up with the best ones for us.
Would you let this automatic tattooing device stab you repeatedly? So it's a little printer that lets you get tattoos. Is that it?
Yeah.
$10,000 robot. How good is it? Scroll down.
Yeah, that's better
Previously out of reach. And yes, NFTs are involved. What?
Oh.
Why? Okay, so you lay down and it kills you.
I'm fine with the probulator here. I think that might be a good way to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us on podcast,
Black dot tattooing device.
It's basically just a chair with like a big robot next to it.
So this is an Austin-based startup. I assume that's Austin, Texas. Black Dot wants to bring modern robotics to an ancient practice, tattooing. Company plans to begin piercing customers' skin with ink soon, using what they are calling the world's first automatic tattooing device.
All it is a 3D
Okay, but how
printer.
soon is soon?
And all it is can be a 3D printer with ink and a needle, you know?
Well, what do you mean 3D
Like,
printing?
not literally, but same idea, you know? They type it
Kind
in.
of.
Yeah, like it uses G code to move to a
Yeah.
position and then go down so many millimeters and then go back up, and it just
Certain
does that a
color.
whole bunch.
I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty precise, actually.
Whoa! Customers interested in a black dot work could pay between $400 and $8,000 for design, according to the website. But on top of that, they might have to fork over an additional $1,800 execution
Execution.
fee.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Um,
I'm not falling for that. Okay, I'm not.
Just take all my money if you're killing me. Come on, what is this 1,800 nonsense? Like, you
At least it's not cash only.
can't call it that.
like executing what?
So they're claiming in their press release that it's more comfortable than a normal tattoo, and that they do these test dots to see the best way to tattoo you, and how deep that they should go, and the number of punctures. Okay,
Sure,
so
maybe.
you stab them a couple times just to see how they do. Is that what you're saying? The machine, which appears to straddle over a client laying on a reclining chair, uses machine vision to know where to apply the ink.
Yeah, and then if you move though, what happens if you move by mistake? Huh?
So they have a dot tattoo file format. It's readable by the so proprietary.
Why isn't it? Why does it have to be proprietary?
Yeah. So what happens if I move my arm slightly?
Yeah, you're screwed.
Is it like, because if you move a 3D printing thing on the printer plate, if you move it, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's like it squiggles and you end up with spaghetti on my arm.
You have to literally be locked down. So yeah. But if they can make a tattoo done, if they can make it tattoo
Do they
that
have
takes
any
12
pictures
hours.
of a tattoo that was done with this machine? Scroll down until we see a picture of a tattoo done with this machine.
If it hasn't happened yet.
Have they actually done one?
If I don't see a tattoo, I'm calling bullshit on this whole thing. It's a scam. Keep going. Nope, bullshit.
No,
Here are some of the tattoos.
Wait, Smashing Pumpkins.
So this one.
That's not particularly impressive.
It's not.
There's slides.
Tyler Hobbs Birdies. Oh, whoa.
Oh, wait. I think that's supposed to be.
That's supposed to be bad?
It goes up, yeah.
That's
I was going to say first.
That's supposed to be
yeah.
Yes, it's supposed to be bad.
Okay, what about Mona Lisa?
That's kind of neat.
Is it?
It's not cool tattoo, but it's like, it's well done. It's like, you can, it
Also
looks good.
very tiny.
Immaculate.
So is that? So you just put text? That's what you use it for, is text?
Yeah, the rest of this was already there.
Yeah.
It's obviously older ink. Geometric spaceship? Okay, what? This isn't.
We got a D20. Yeah, this is for $400 to $8,000. Okay, that one I can see why they just think they need a machine to do that, right? Like it's got some shading, and it's got like that like comic book dot looking thing.
Yeah.
That's like the only tattoo I can see where you might want to do this.
But have you seen artists doing tattoos of like a human brain?
How big is that? That's not a big tattoo.
It's not.
That is very zoomed in. That is like just the forearm.
Artistic tornado.
That looks like shit.
It looks like shit. Old to shoulder.
Very tiny. You're right. They are small.
They're super tiny.
Wow.
That's kind of if you want a small tattoo.
Like a small, interestingly detailed, like a small tattoo that's so detailed you couldn't do it by hand. Like I don't understand who this is for. I think this company is not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I guess even the brain one is kind of disappointing when you look at something like this.
Right. Like
this is what a real tattoo artist can do.
Yeah.
So like, what are we doing with this dumb machine that can't do a brain very good?
Yeah.
Also, don't do this, anyone. Why does I do this? What? The neck, the head part may be cool, but like, no.
I'm
None of
good.
this is cool. All right, well, that brings us to our final topic, which unfortunately our special guest did not arrive. So
Yeah.
I think he would have loved this article. So maybe he's watching or
I don't know if they would have
later on
loved
YouTube.
this article. Maybe you've heard that wrong, but
Yeah.
I think he liked the last time we talked about a guy who was, in his opinion, wrongfully convicted, and this
Yeah,
is another
true,
article
true.
about a wrongfully convicted
Here,
person.
I'll do it for him. My man's was innocent.
there you go.
You know,
So,
wrongfully
So see-
convicted man.
I never said who it was actually, but there it is. So now everybody knows.
Well, I didn't say who it was. I just said my man's was innocent. So anyway, CNN says a wrongfully convicted man who was exonerated after 16 years is shot and killed during a traffic stop. That's not happy news.
No,
That's a little good news, bad news going
That's
on
what I
there. I
said,
mean, he's
no.
exonerated, but also they killed
Now again,
him. Like,
articles are very
what the
misleading
hell?
sometimes. Like so, it sounds
Well,
like
yeah, this is
horrible.
vague.
But before we say let's go into let's.
my man's is wearing an innocent shirt.
Yeah. That's horrible. He's in jail for 16 years. Like that's not like I hope he finally got. I don't. It's insane.
So he actually served more than 16 years for a crime he did not commit, and he was proven innocent. So a Camden County deputy stopped him on Interstate 95 around 7:30 a.m. on Monday, and they said in a statement, no information was provided on the reason the police pulled him over and led to the traffic stop. He got out of the vehicle at the deputy's request, complied with the officer's commands until learning he was under arrest. After not complying, well, I can understand.
Yeah,
Can't
exactly.
send me back. You got me last time. What the fuck? After
So,
not complying with
yeah.
the deputy's request, the deputy tased him. Cure assaulted the deputy. The deputy used the taser for a second time and an ASP baton. So he tased him again and then beat him with a baton. Cure still did not comply, and the deputy pulled out his gun and shot him. MTs treated Cure. Is there like body cam footage on this one?
Probably. No, hopefully it'll be released by Friday and we can watch it. Maybe watch it Friday. Or we can talk
we
about
may
it.
have to like.
Or we can
like,
let you know, give you a better opinion. Yeah.
We may have to pre-watch and then go. We
Yeah.
can watch this section.
Yeah.
Cure, who was known to friends as Lenny, was returning home to Fairburn, Georgia, after visiting his mother when the police stopped him. Sadly, his life was cut tragically short. So we don't know why he even pulled him over to begin with, or why he was trying to arrest him to begin with. Like, they don't have charges.
So the Florida Innocence Project was able to get his overturned with evidence in an ATM receipt showing he was miles away from where how he was exonerated from the.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Florida Innocence Project getting their work done.
Well, that's a horrible story. I want to know
Yeah,
more
there
information.
a complete review of the evidence.
I'm assuming this is.
They gotta look into this.
It's
This
very
whole thing.
very vague on all sides. Like, okay, well, he complied, then he didn't comply, which now.
Well, they didn't even say what he was being arrested for, and it wasn't clear what he was.
Wait, so go down. He was released in Florida, but then this happened in Georgia? Is that what happened?
I don't know where you saw that.
Yeah, Georgia.
Yeah, I guess so.
So the Georgia Innocence Project said Cure had recently spoken to students in Janesboro, Georgia, about wrongful convictions. After all, he endured. He deserved to live his life in freedom. The group said.
Okay, so where did this take place?
So it took place in Georgia.
Yeah, a deputy in Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's there needs to be an investigation into this because obviously crazy escalation there.
Well, also he was unarmed. It sounds like he tased him twice. He got a baton. He smacked him with the baton, and then he shot him.
Yeah.
What threat did he pose that the cop needed to do all that?
Like maybe he reached.
So one thing I've noticed in a lot of these videos, there's cops who refuse to say why they're arrested, and in a lot of cases, that makes people pissed off.
Yeah.
Because if you don't say anything as to why you're arresting somebody, but you're just saying you're under arrest, yeah, people are gonna get pissed immediately. You need to do a better job explaining what you're doing. And I watched video footage of some other places, like some Swedish cops, do that exact thing, explain what they're doing, and people match the energy of the cops in a lot of cases. They'll match the energy of people in the room. That's human behavior.
Yeah.
So coming in aggressive, planning to tase, yeah, you're gonna get some aggression back, but also coming in not even, especially to a guy who we know about this guy now. Obviously, the officer doesn't necessarily know that. He's just suspect. He doesn't know it's that guy.
He doesn't know.
But we know it is.
So
we know this guy would be particularly averse to saying you're under arrest without even knowing why, because he's already been arrested for bullshit for no reason why. And spent 16 years for it the last time it happened. So I think better communication is going to be the key here, but there's going to be a lack of punishment as well.
Hey, so a video was released. New York Times has like a transcript of it.
Okay.
So
was my man's innocent?
Footage released on Wednesday by the sheriff's office shows a deputy whose name has not been released stopping Mr. Cure's pickup truck on the side of the highway. The deputy orders Mr. Cure to step out of the truck and put his hands on his back on the back of the vehicle. Cure gets out saying he's done nothing wrong, and he pulls his arm away as the deputy tries to take a hold of it. The deputy tells Mr. Cure to step back or be tased. He then pulls out his taser, points it at Mr. Cure, and once again he orders him to step to the rear of the truck. Mr. Cure walks to the back of the truck, puts his hands on the vehicle. The deputy tells Mr. Cure to put his hands behind his back. Mr. Cure keeps them on the truck and questions why he is being stopped. He says, "Do I have a warrant?" The deputy tells him again to put his hands behind his back or be tased. "You are under arrest for speeding and reckless driving," the deputy says, adding Mr. Cure had passed him doing 100 miles an hour. "Okay, so that's a speeding ticket, right?" Mr. Cure says, to which the deputy responds,
is that arrestable?
"Tickets in the state of Georgia are criminal offenses." As the two continue to argue, Mr. Cure ignores the deputy's commands to put his hands behind his back. The deputy tells Mr. Cure, "Yes, you're going to jail," and Mr. Cure points to the sky.
Whoa.
The deputy then tases Mr. Cure, who freezes and then walks toward the deputy, flailing his arms. The two get into a violent struggle with their arms wrapped around each other. Mr. Cure grabs the deputy's face, pushing his head and body back and cursing at him. The deputy strikes Mr. Cure with his baton. Then deputy shoots Mr. Cure and yells at him to stay down. I want to see the actual video because some of this description may not actually be like completely accurate. Other deputies and medical workers arrived to attend to Mr. Cure, who was laying on the ground. He later died. So it sounds like he was semi-complying, had his hands on the truck, was trying to talk to him, and then just fucking got tased. Oh, hey,
well,
you have
let's just know what. I don't think it's on the news, so we can watch this. So,
yeah.
What news
this
is
comes
this?
from First Coast News.
First Coast
which
News?
I assume is local to where this occurred in Camden County.
Can you make sure to save this link for me, please?
Yeah, keep the volume off, but go ahead and... Alright, so we see him getting out.
Turn the volume on, that's okay. I will just post this.
Like, he's not posing a threat to the officer at this point, and he's just like...
Why am I getting tased? Because you are under arrest for speeding and reckless driving. I'm not driving. Nobody was hurt. How was I speeding? You passed me doing 100 miles an hour. Okay, so that's a speeding ticket, right? Sir, tickets in the state of Georgia are criminal offenses.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
He says he's going to jail. He then tased him and demands he places his hands behind his back. There's a scuffle and Cure falls to the ground after being shot.
Stay down!
So we don't have the key part of the body cam. They skipped it.
Yeah.
The deputy then gets on the radio communication device, alerting that shots were fired. There is a second part of the video where the deputy is heard crying as emergency officials are rendering aid to Cure. Medical officials then ask if the deputy was shot, which he had not been.
That's fine. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure you ain't injured nowhere.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why the escalation of force was necessary to begin with.
Yeah, we really don't even have the correct part of the body cam either. So until we have that.
So on this side, I'm going to be on his side, honestly. As of right now, until more evidence shows up.
If all you've done is speeding and reckless driving, is that arrestable is my question.
Well, also, and you've complied so far. You've done everything the officer said at that point. Well, the cat.
Yeah, he was complying.
For
Yeah,
sure.
like you can at that point talk a person into either putting their hands behind their back, or maybe talk to them about what's going on and maybe do your investigation job before you have to use force.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's our show. I appreciate everybody's
that was
watching.
the last story we had.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's a shame our guest didn't come. I am pretty confident we have a guest lined up for Friday. I'm pretty sure
we'll
he'll
make
be
him
here.
come.
Yeah, because it's not. But we're still not going to say who it is until Friday. Friday, 7:30 p.m. GMT. Come on by, watch a show. Please join in the conversation. Please give us a follow. Also, give Jay's Blaze a follow. Do you have anything to say before you head out, Jace?
Nope.
No.
No catchphrases from me.
I don't. Nope.
Good episode. We talked about a lot.
It was a good one. Dustin.
I just want to thank everyone watching live. Thank everyone who's watching later on the YouTubes. Make sure to click all those buttons. Leave me a comment. I read every single one of them.
Yeah, he does.
100% of them. And want to thank the hosts who showed up. Jace, Mike, thank you both. And that's been the way the kid meows.
Okay. Yeah, and again, thanks everybody. I'm glad you showed up. We will be back Friday. Hopefully we have a lot of good stories to talk about. Don't forget to follow, and if you want to be on the show, don't forget to give us a follow. I mean, don't forget to drop us a line. I messed it up. I had to do it
You did.
sooner.
And I was ready for it this time too. I was like,
but yeah. Don't forget to follow. There's some rules, but nothing too picky. But yeah, we're at the bottom. It gives you some rules.
Yep.
Just to make sure that we keep everything safe and good on kick. Also, we are on Facebook, X, and we are on YouTube. Give us a follow there. You can go to our webpage there. And as always, Dustin, you want to take it away tonight?
Every episode, we like to let everyone know it's okay to not be okay. If you need help, reach out. There's hotlines you can call. Anonymously talk to just random strangers. If you don't have somebody in your life, you can reach out for that help. In the United States, it's just 988. In Canada, it's a number that Mike has memorized. Go, Mike.
1-833-456-4566. You can also Google that, and hopefully pretty soon that's going to be 988 as well. Thanks again. I appreciate you watching. We will see you on Friday. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.